So waiting on the Lord, what does this mean? Now this command to wait on the Lord is found multiple times in the Old and New Testament. It is important to understand the general and specific meanings. In the Old Testament, people of God and individuals were told to wait on the Lord most of the time, meaning to wait on God's providential care. In the New Testament, waiting on the Lord often refers to Jesus' second coming. In most all biblical instances, waiting on the Lord is expectant trust and hope in God's movement and activity. Though it sounds dull, waiting on the Lord is godly, robust activity. It's about setting aside your own abilities and skills and activity to trust God in His abilities, skills, and activity. It's about timing, God's timing, not your timing. Be sure God is at work. Sometimes we just can't perceive it. His loving activity and timing are best for us, even when we can't clearly see this. We take it by faith because we know God and trust His character. Waiting on the Lord is the sum of depending on God and subjecting our will to His terms and timing. Waiting always includes time and patience. James 1:4 says, "Let steadfastness or patience have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." This steadfastness is waiting. In the Bible, waiting often includes a hope and a confidence in God, an expectation that He will act on our behalf in His good timing. Paul wrote, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God." Romans 8, verses 18 through 19. Waiting also involves rest. One of the most quoted passages in the Bible is Psalm 23, and it references God's rest people can experience when He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters, and He restores my soul. Now, makes me lie down can be translated as causes me to rest. This occurs when sheep trust their worldly shepherds and when the people of God trust their heavenly shepherd. Often, our ability to trust God, to wait upon Him, and have confidence in His timing is tied to our willingness to set aside our own agenda, skills, abilities, and ingenuity. We trade our weaknesses for His strength, 2 Corinthians 12:9. One example from the Bible is when the Israelites were led out of Egypt, but then trapped against the Red Sea by Pharaoh's army. Some thought they would surely perish. Moses told them, quote, "The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent." Exodus 14:14. They were trapped, yet God wanted them to focus on Him and His deliverance, not the circumstances. It is the same often for us. There are examples in the Bible, too, of those who failed to wait on the Lord. When God promised Abraham he and his wife Sarah would have a child, they got tired of waiting and decided to take matters into their own hands by having Abraham take a surrogate wife, Sarah's handmaid Hagar, and have a child. This account in Genesis 16 through 18 shows the beginnings of centuries of trouble. As Christians, we should seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, Matthew 6:33. Sometimes this means waiting quietly for God to answer. Sometimes it means moving forward in only ways we know are led by God. And sometimes it means continuing only in the activity He has blessed us with this far. All the while, our eyes should be peering out to see God's work and guidance in our lives. Waiting on God is not like waiting in a long line at an amusement park. We aren't waiting around with nothing to do until our desires are finally met. Rather, it's more like the way a high-class waiter watches to see the needs and direction of the people at a table they serve. We actively serve God and attune ourselves to Him while we patiently wait for Him to accomplish His plans. Psalm 123, verse 2 puts it this way, "Behold, as the eyes of servants look to the hand of their master, as the eyes of the maidservant looks to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God, till He has mercy upon us." Our trust in God in anticipation of His loving activity in our lives shows Him and others our faith in His goodness. we set aside our own abilities and sufficiency for reliance upon Him. And this is the confidence we have toward Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And if we know that He hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the requests that we have asked of Him. 1 John chapter 5. Waiting on the Lord renews our strength. Isaiah 40 verse 31. The more we draw near to know Him and meditate on His goodness, the easier we can wait upon Him. Prayer and Bible study are the best ways to do just that. Do not despair when God seems to be taking more time than you wish to act on your behalf. He knows. He knows best. Therefore, the Lord waits to be gracious to you, and therefore He exalts Himself to show mercy to you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait for Him. Isaiah 30 verse 18. Why is waiting on God so hard? Waiting on someone else and that person's timing is not part of our human nature. We live in time and want things to happen in accordance with our view of the right timing. God, on the other hand, lives outside of time, and because of that, He can see when the perfect timing is for every event. And He generally doesn't tell us why the best timing is best. As a result, it is often difficult to wait for God to do things when He knows is best. Because He is outside of time, God's timing is usually not the same as ours. For example, Israel had been praying for the Messiah to come for years before He did. As Galatians 4:4 says, "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth His Son." Looking back on events, we can see how the time of Jesus' coming was better when He did come than at any time beforehand. How widespread the Greek language was, the peacefulness in the Roman Empire, the relative ease of travel because of the Roman roads, etc. But man could not see this previously, and waiting was difficult. As a matter of fact, it could be argued that waiting on God is not just difficult, it is impossible in our own strength. But the benefits gained by waiting on God are tremendous. Again, Isaiah 40 verse 31 says, "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Waiting on God results in us being strengthened. Philippians 4, 6 through 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Rather than worrying about things, we can put all our concerns in God's hands and wait on Him. Then we will experience His peace, which passes all understanding. This is because of His sovereignty, which is His total control over all creation and circumstance at every time. When we rest in the assurance of His sovereignty, we don't have to be concerned about how things are going to happen or turn out. As Paul said in Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to His purpose. Christians who wait on the Lord have the assurance that He will work all things out for our good. To wait on the Lord means to be content and patient because we are clinging to God and resting in His love and wisdom. This element of waiting, however, is the most difficult aspect for two reasons. Number one, contentment and patience are often difficult because they are so contrary to our fallen humanness and how we naturally think, even after we are regenerated by the Spirit of God. It takes constant renewal in the Word, fellowship with the Lord, and growth through struggle to change. And number two, contentment and patience fly directly in the face of the cunning delusion Satan constantly seeks to pass off on the human race, namely, that man does not need God and can find security, satisfaction, and significance apart from the Lord through His own solutions and human wisdom. Now, to wait on the Lord means learning to be content and patient as we cling to God in a fallen world and rest in His love and wisdom. key to this knowing that someday we will be in a perfect world that is everything this world is not. 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18, therefore we do not lose heart. But though our outer man is decaying, yet our inner man is being renewed day by day. For momentary light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory far beyond all comparison, while we look not at the things that are seen, but at the things that are not seen. For the things that are seen are temporal, but the things that are not seen are eternal. So I just wanted to end this message on waiting on the Lord with a few scriptures. Psalm 27, verse 14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. But they who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Lamentations 3, verse 25. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. Psalm 130, 5 through 6. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I hope. My soul waits for the Lord, more than watchmen for the morning, more than watchmen for the morning. Psalm 33, verses 20 through 22. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield, for our heart is glad in him, because we trust in his holy name. Let your steadfast love, O Lord, be upon us, even as we hope in you. Psalm 37, verse 34. Wait for the Lord, and keep his way, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. You will look on when the wicked are cut off. Psalm 62, verse 5. For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out wicked devices. Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. And lastly, Proverbs 20, verse 22. Do not say, I will repay evil. Wait for the Lord, and he will deliver you. God bless.